I'm in the King's Theatre here in Glasgow, where Frank Carson is performing this afternoon. Frank has agreed to talk to us about the time he quite literally bumped into Laurel and Hardy in the street.
1956, I never ever forgot that date. It was the very last week in June. And I was coming down along York Street and went into the top of Corporation Street, and that was the Midland Hotel. And as I came around the corner, I just couldn't believe it. There was Laurel and Hardy coming down the steps. It was like watching a movie. And then I realised I had tickets for them that night at the Opera House. And I walked straight up to them. And I was immaculately dressed, as I'd come from a very important meeting at the Queen's Theatre, where I was going to be the compere for 1 month. And we arranged, it was a very early professional debut for me. And I said, hello Mr. Laurel, hello Mr. Hardy. Oh, it's great to see you. And Ollie said, isn't he a nice young man, Stanley? And he said, yes, he is, Ollie. Will we shake his hand? Oh, yeah, thank you. And I put my hand, now I didn't know this was part of their act. As I put my hand out, they put the hand out and went, well, I took a fit of laugh. I said, that has made me laugh so many years. I said, and the hair and the tie. I said, I'm just starting off in life. I said, as a comedian. I said, well, God, I'll never be as funny as you two. I'll never be as famous as you two, but oh, goodness me. Can I shake your hand? They said, of course you can. And I shook both their hands, right? And as I shaken both hands, the two of them put their hands together, done the same again. And then the taxi come up, and they got in the taxi, and the two of them put their faces up against the taxi window and done the same. Now, a fortnight later, it was called In Town Tonight, was the name of the programme, and it was hosted by the late, great man who done my This Is Your Life, Eamon Andrews.
Eamon Andrews, oh yeah, yeah.
And Eamon said on how wonderful to introduce, and he done an interview with Laurel and Hardy.
It's on the internet, that.
It is, yeah. It was it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you know, and then I said, isn't he a nice young man, Stanley? Shall we shake his hand? And I went, and I shouted to Ruth, quick, they're going to do this, Laurel and Hardy. And she came out and said, they're going to do what? And just as I said that, they done over there. Oh, I took another fit of laugh. And it's always been, well, it's one of my claim to fames of meeting all-time greats.
All right, well look, I want to get one thing straight. Which is Laurel, which is Hardy? I mean, I should know, but having watched it so often.
Well, this is Laurel and this is Hardy, but sometimes they call us Harrow and Lardy. So.
As long as I don't call it too early or something. Well, how long are you going to stay over here?
About 7 months.
You are, fine. You got used to the change of climate yet, and change of hours and everything else?
Well, the change of hours, no, but the climate, yes.
Well, how do the hours affect you? Don't you sleep well or something?
I can't sleep at night. Smoking too much.
Well, you kept me awake often enough anyway, so...
Tell well, that's a compliment or what?
It is, yes, it's a
Well, I want to
compliment.
tell you how much we enjoy your show.
Thank you so much.
That's my line. It's wonderful.
Well, you come along some night. But
We'd
never
like
get so you
to.
were, but
We'd
that's
like
the trouble.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
Good. Bye-bye. Nice seeing you.
Stanley.
Sure.
Goodbye, Stanley.
Mario Lanza, one of the all-time great tenors who was adored by Pavarotti, Domingo, Carreras. I remember telling Carreras I'd been with Mario Lanza for 3 days. I couldn't get rid of him. and I told him the story of Lanza in the hotel, him and I, and we were both, which I still am today, a diet fanatic. I mean, that's why I'm saying to John, how's about that, lost 3.5 stone? No, with porridge. And I said to Lanza, they're doing spaghetti bolognese down below. He said, well, I'm not allowed to eat it, Frank. I said, well, would you mind if I just bring up 2 plates and eat them myself? He said, you bring 2 plates up here, I have one of them. I said, I'm bringing 4 up, we have 2 each. So I goes down and I got a massive mop bucket, and I took the top out of the mop bucket and put the plates down with the little rings on them and a damp cloth, so that his manager, do you know, even today, such a memory I have, I remember his manager's name, Emil Hochhauser, never forgot it, and his pianist, the pianist was away doing something anyway. He says, I'm on my own here, and I stayed with him. And the killer was, when I took the 4 plates of spaghetti bolognese out, how could you do it, Frank? I'd forgotten knives and forks.
After all that?
No.
Oh my God.
He did with our fingers. The 2, and the laughed and the roars of the tears, and he gave me a pair of cufflinks. Now, admitted they were cheap cufflinks, but the one thing I never forget, when my house was burgled, and the bastard, pardon my French, stole them, who burgled my house. Yes, and it finished my story, which I'm doing in the book at the moment. I've lost my links with Lanza.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
bittersweet, isn't it?
It is,
That's
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
a lovely story.